Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers, and welcome back. In my previous video, I told you a bit more about the red flags that were piling up until we saw a full face reveal. At some point, it became obvious that my sister-in-law married the wrong man. As I remember on an occasion before the coffee house incident, how he was objectifying her, it became clear to me that this man felt no love for my sister-in-law. At the first moment of my visit, I expressed my concerns and told her not to renew the marriage with him. A few months went by, and he was love-bombing her to make her eventually accept. 3 days after he consummated the marriage, he fell back again into his old habits and started to abuse her verbally, psychologically, and emotionally. Until he received the message he would become a father. His response made it very clear that this was something he obviously did not plan for, because he never planned to have a life with her. When she was giving birth to a daughter, he did not go to visit her or his wife. Now I want you to imagine what this means to a woman in an Islamic country with a baby, but no father to sign off to, so the daughter could have a birth certificate and rights in that country. Astaghfirullah, people always assume the worst about how the child came into the world. Until one day, the cousin of my sister-in-law heard about what happened. He was a high-ranking military official and called him up, saying, "If you do not come here within 10 days and take care of the paperwork, I will make sure the night swallows you." Within 5 days, he was there and signed off on the paperwork. Feeling intimidated, but not actually seeing the cousin around, he used his passive-aggressive behavior towards his wife in a frustrating moment. He grabbed her by the throat and pushed her against the wall until she almost choked. All this was going on in front of his mother-in-law and his 9-month-old daughter. Blaming my sister-in-law for all the problems he was having, he returned again to the country where he lived and hasn't come back ever since, neglecting his daughter and not fulfilling his duties as a father and a husband. Allah says in the glorious Quran, chapter 2, verse 231, "If you divorce the women, once they fulfill their interim, 3 menstruations, you shall allow them to live in the same home amicably, or let them leave amicably. Do not force them to stay against their will, as a revenge. Anyone who does this wrongs his own soul." In the 16 years that this has been going on, in which she only saw him just 3 times in her life, she finally found a lawyer and a judge that approved the divorce. As he was not in the country, this delayed the procedure significantly, where 16 years of her life had been hijacked with false promises and oaths. Meanwhile, he ended up with another woman, and he now has a son with her, estimated to be around 6 years old. 16 years of false promises, verbal abuse, and threats. He said that if she leaves him due to negligence, he would kill her or throw acid in her face to ruin her beauty. In the last video, I will reveal how his life looks like today. Until then, Assalamu alaikum.